Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving into some seriously mind-bending claims today about the lost continent of Mu. Specifically, we're looking at texts from Chapter 6 of our source material that outline a civilization that didn't just exist, but supposedly possessed scientific technology completely eclipsing what we have right now in the 21st century. We're talking pyramid power generation, amplifying solar rays, weather control, and even satellites beyond the stratosphere. It's wild. Let's look at the sheer scale of what's being claimed here. So think about this. What if the absolute pinnacle of human technology was actually reached 17,000 years ago? It totally flips our normal understanding of history upside down, doesn't it? We kind of just naturally assume progress is a straight line, starting from primitive caves and leading straight to our modern smartphones and rockets. But the texts we're breaking down today propose something entirely different. What if we're actually living in a scientific dark age compared to these ancient engineers? Here is our agenda for today. First, ancient tech surpassing modern times. 2. The pyramid solar power system. 3. Mu's weather control technology. 4. Satellites and space technology. And finally, a question for modern civilization. All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, Ancient Tech Surpassing Modern Times. According to the source, modern civilization is actually considered scientifically regressed. And the reason why is fascinating. It's because, from the perspective of Mu's engineers, we completely fail to utilize pure sunlight. The text points out that even today, we still largely rely on digging things out of the ground and burning them, right? Creating heat and light through destruction. But the civilization of Mu supposedly viewed that as incredibly primitive. Their entire technological foundation was built on extracting, amplifying, and working in total harmony with pure, unadulterated solar rays. Moving right along to Section 2, the Pyramid Solar Power System. Now, we're so used to thinking of pyramids as just these massive stone tombs for ancient kings, but the source text claims that in the civilization of Mu, pyramids were actually highly advanced pieces of energy infrastructure. A large central pyramid in a city didn't serve as a monument at all. It acted as a massive receiver. Literally a functioning solar power plant designed to pull energy directly from the sun. Let's break down exactly how this grid supposedly operated. Step 1. The massive central pyramid absorbs the ambient solar energy. Step 2, and this is where it gets incredibly sci-fi, the pyramid didn't just store that energy, it amplified it. The text explicitly describes a lens function built right into the pyramid structure that magnified the sun's power. And then step 3, this amplified energy was radiated out, essentially beaming power directly to smaller individual pyramids located on the roofs of regular people's homes. It was a completely decentralized wireless power grid. In this, amplified solar energy was transmitted across vast distances, we're talking kilometers at a time, without the need for a single wire or cable anywhere. The people of Mu allegedly receives all their daily energy needs simply by tapping into this broadcasted ambient solar power. It's just an incredibly elegant solution to power distribution, isn't it? Which brings us to Section 3, Mu's weather control technology. The text draws a really fascinating comparison here to show just how far ahead Mu was, even compared to other mythical advanced societies like Atlantis. The source claims that Atlantis, for all its supposed glory, had a major limitation. Their flying machines could only operate on nice sunny days. They were totally at the mercy of the weather. But Mu was entirely different. On a cloudy or rainy day, Mu's aircraft didn't stay grounded. They simply flew up above the rain clouds to reach the pure sunlight in the upper atmosphere. They literally conquered the weather. Just imagine the engineering required for these massive whale-shaped airships navigating the ancient skies. The text describes them deploying these balloon-like mechanisms to lift themselves up, pulling pure solar rays from high above the storm clouds, completely bypassing the bad weather down below. So they weren't just flying, they were actively mining sunlight right out of the sky. And the crucial takeaway here is that they didn't just avoid bad weather. They allegedly controlled the whole shebang. The source text details some unbelievable capabilities. Mu's scientists could supposedly create artificial clouds at will. They could actively control the weather to ensure massive agricultural success, totally preventing the kinds of famines that plagued humanity for millennia afterward. They could induce rain for irrigation, and remarkably, they could even intentionally call down lightning strikes to harvest the electrical discharge as an extra energy source. Absolute atmospheric mastery. Let's scale things up even further in Section 4,
Satellites and Space Technology.
The source material is completely unambiguous about this, explicitly stating that they were, and I quote, covering the world beyond the stratosphere, using heat-resistant materials just like modern satellites. I mean, this isn't some vague poetic metaphor about the stars. This is highly specific aerospace terminology describing a civilization from 17,000 years ago. According to the text, the engineers of Mu placed specialized, streamlined structures straight into orbit. And think about the logic here. If your entire civilization runs on pure sunlight, the Earth's atmosphere itself is a barrier that diffuses that light, right? So they supposedly built these satellite equivalents that set out beyond the stratosphere to capture solar radiation at its absolute maximum potency before it even touched the atmosphere. This orbital infrastructure was basically the ultimate pinnacle of their pyramid power grid.
Finally, Section 5, a question for modern civilization.
The defining characteristic of Mu's mythical engineering wasn't just raw power. It was this absolute harmony with nature. They didn't dig into the Earth to burn it. They passively caught the light of the sun. Our modern world, on the flip side, is largely defined by extraction and destruction. Burning fossil fuels that pollute the exact same atmosphere Mu supposedly sought to balance. Furthermore, Mu's technology was supposedly driven by a desire for planetary survival, controlling weather to ensure everyone had food and preventing famine. It paints a picture of technology working completely in service of ecological harmony.
Which leaves us with a really provocative question to wrap up on today. Based on the claims in these texts, if true progress actually means living in complete harmony with natural energy without destroying our own habitat to power our cities, how advanced is our modern world, really? It kind of forces us to ask if we're actually the masters of technology or just its mechanics, completely missing the grander, harmonious design that a civilization 17,000 years ago might have already perfected. Definitely something to think about the next time you flip on a light switch. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep questioning and keep learning.